Are the Boston Celtics about to make a blockbuster move that could reshape their championship hopes? Rumors are swirling about a potential trade involving a star center, and fans are buzzing with excitement and anxiety. Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this possible deal that could send shockwaves through the league. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on all things Celtics. As we dive into the latest buzz surrounding the Boston Celtics, there's a significant trade proposal that's making waves in the NBA community. The chatter revolves around Kristaps Porzingis and a potential blockbuster deal that could redefine the roster's dynamics. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to remind you that this is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic maneuver that could have lasting implications for our beloved Celtics. So, let's break it down. The proposed trade sees the Celtics swapping Kristaps Porzingis for Nikola Vucevic and Torrey Craig from the Chicago Bulls. On the surface, this might seem like a tough decision, especially considering Porzingis' unique skill set and his ability to stretch the floor. But the reality is, his injury history raises significant concerns for a team that's striving for a championship. We all remember how he missed crucial playoff games last season, only returning for the finals. That kind of uncertainty can be detrimental to a team with title aspirations. Bringing Vucevic into the fold could provide a more reliable presence at the center position. He's been a model of durability, playing at least 73 games in each of the past 3 seasons. That's exactly what the Celtics need right now. A player who can consistently contribute and take some of the pressure off the other stars. Plus, Vucevic's shooting ability is phenomenal. He's hitting over 45% from three-point range this season. Imagine how that could open up the floor for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. The spacing would be incredible, and it could elevate our offensive game to new heights. Now, while Vucevic may not be the defensive powerhouse that Porzingis can be, the Celtics have a strong lineup of defenders that can cover for him. We've seen how the team has built a culture of defensive excellence under coach Joe Mazzulla, and adding Vucevic could allow us to maintain that identity while enhancing our offensive capabilities. It's also important to consider the financial aspect of this deal. With the new CBA in play, the Celtics are facing some hefty tax penalties if they don't manage their salary cap wisely. Trading for Vucevic could help alleviate some of those financial burdens, allowing the front office to keep the core intact for the future, while still making a serious push for the title now. But let's not gloss over the emotional side of this potential move. As fans, we've come to appreciate Porzingis and the unique skill set he brings to the table. It's tough to think about moving a player who has so much potential, especially when he's healthy. But if we're being real, the goal is to win championships, and sometimes that means making hard choices. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe this trade is the right move for the Celtics? Personally, I'm a bit torn. On one hand, I love what Porzingis can do when he's on the court. On the other hand, Vucevic's consistency and shooting ability might be just what we need to take that next step towards the championship. It's a tough call, and I'm genuinely divided on it. So, what do you think? Is this the best decision for the Celtics moving forward? I want to hear your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Are you excited about the prospect of Vucevic joining the squad? Or do you think moving on from Porzingis is a mistake? Let's get the conversation going. I'm feeling a mix of excitement and cautious optimism. It's that time of year again when the trade rumors start swirling. And while there's always a thrill in speculation, I have to admit, I'm pretty satisfied with our roster as it stands. But that doesn't mean Brad Stevens isn't brainstorming ways to enhance this team. So, let's break down the situation. First off, let's make it clear. Our core players, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, and even Al Horford, are untouchable. These guys are the backbone of our squad. Peyton Pritchard is also someone we should hold on to tightly. His contract is a steal right now. And of course, the presence of Kristaps Porzingis is crucial, despite the concerns about his injury history. The rest of the roster? Well, they're fair game. Jaden Springer has been mentioned as a potential trade piece, especially given that he's on a small contract. Now, the Celtics are navigating some tricky waters as a second apron team. This means we can't stack salaries in trades, and we're pretty limited in what we can take back. We can only return up to 100% of the outgoing salary, which puts a damper on our trade ambitions. It's frustrating, but it also forces us to be strategic and smart about any moves we consider. Let's talk about the picks. We have our first-round picks available from 2024 to 2027, with the caveat of a swap with the Spurs in 2028 and an obligation to the Blazers in 2029. This gives us some flexibility, but it's not an endless supply of assets. The second-round picks are there too, and they could be the ticket to landing a player who can really help us down the stretch. So what's the most likely scenario? I could easily see us trading Jaden Springer along with a pick to bring in someone who can contribute more immediately. Or perhaps, we might just look to shed some salary and bring back a cheaper player. Honestly, it's tough to say. I think Brad and the front office will be patient, watching for any injuries that could change the landscape before the deadline. And that brings us to the buyout market. With the new restrictions, if a player is bought out and has a higher salary than the mid-level exception, we won't be able to sign them. So, if someone like Ben Simmons hits the market, we're out of luck, even if we'd want to take a chance on him. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it emphasizes that any moves we make will likely be minor. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds a bit boring, right? But let's take a step back. It's a blessing in disguise. We're in a strong position with a solid roster that has the potential to make a deep run in the playoffs. The continuity and chemistry we have are invaluable, especially when you consider how crucial that is in high-stakes games. But I want to hear from you. Do you believe this is the right approach? I, for one, am torn. On one hand, keeping the core intact gives us the best shot at success. On the other hand, the thirst for improvement is always there. What do you think? Let's get the conversation going in the comments. Share your thoughts, your hopes, your frustrations. And as we keep our eyes on the Celtics, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss any updates as we track every move our team makes. And please, activate that notification bell so you can stay in the loop with all the latest and greatest news surrounding our Boston Celtics. Let's keep the faith and push towards what could be an incredible season.